Hello, everybody. Some more to join us. There is some seats left if you want to join. Perfect. Now officially, hello everybody and welcome back in our small arena. Welcome back to Seats. We already had 2 great presentations and 2 great speakers, but there's one left, Lars Midtiby. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Lars is the CEO of the Danish Society of Nature Conservation, the biggest green NGO in Denmark, working on all major agendas, biodiversity, climate, environmental issues. Previously, he was Secretary General of the Danish Labour Party and the CEO of the Danish Disability Organization. Lars will focus today on how we can unite different areas and sectors to accelerate the pace of the green transformation. Civil society, public and private sectors need to work together to make the bold green moves our common Earth needs for a greener and more sustainable future. Lars, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Christian, and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts about how we can accelerate to a greener and more sustainable future. But I'd like you all to join me in the beginning to close your eyes just for a second. Close your eyes and think about the nature of your childhood. Think about your favorite nature spot. The smells, the sounds, the beautiful birds, and the butterflies. So what did you think about? I think about walking with my dad and our dog on a lounge green field full of life with the smell of wildflowers, with wild rabbits running around and beautiful butterflies. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here today so our kids can create similar beautiful memories and to connect stronger to what really unites us, our nature. So let's start on a positive note. The transition towards a greener and more sustainable future is actually happening, and it's picking up pace. In fact, I think it's fair to say that the ambitions, the pace, and the political will to do something about climate change is actually higher than it has been ever before. But we are not home safe. Far from. The pace is still not anywhere near matching the scale of the problems. So we need to do more, and we need to do it now. And that is what we are working for in the Danish Society for Nature Conservation. We are the largest nature, climate, and environmental organization in Denmark. We have a broad public support with more than 130,000 members, which is a lot in a small country. And we're based all over the country with local divisions. And what we do, basically, we're all about accelerating the green transformation. And the best way to make a difference is to engage across sectors and disciplines. And that's what we do in DN. We do it through mobilization, we do it through partnerships and alliances, and we do it through political dialogue, or just pure lobbyism. And in my mind, there's no doubt that we have the greatest impact when we're working on all 3 levels at the same time. Mobilization, partnership and alliances, and political dialogue. Often we focus far too much on what divides us instead of finding common ground and solutions. I'm sure you know the feeling about things is just dividing, even when it's not necessary. But the main challenges of our time is so huge, they call on coherent solutions. So let's try to be more open-minded and find new ways and new alliances to make these new bold decisions possible. And let me give you a few examples on how we are working with mobilization, partnerships, and political dialogue. Let me begin with mobilization, our waste collection, which we're looking forward to develop further in the coming years in a partnership with NIO. We mobilize more than 200,000 Danes every year and create a feeling of community getting together to do something very concrete, waste. And it doesn't matter whether you're 6 years or 60 years old. It is a big positive event with a lot of media focus and not least a huge impact. Each year has a specific focus. In 2022, it was single-use packaging. It means that we not only clean up nature, we also raise awareness about the amount of waste we actually produce. We create an opportunity to inform and educate and raise debate about the bigger picture. That the current way of production and consumption is simply not sustainable. All of this is in line with our vision about a society free of waste in 2050. Let me give another couple of examples how we're working with mobilization. Another important part of our work is through, we do it through concrete nature care projects. And we also organize more than 1,000 trips out in our wonderful nature. Because we believe you have to feel nature, you have to know nature to really care about it. And our kids, and even many adults, is coming less and less in nature, so we have to reconnect to the nature. We do a lot of other things to gain broad public support, because mobilization, get people to connect to nature, is a keystone in our work. Another important part of our work is alliances and partnerships. I strongly believe this dimension is often underestimated. Often we focus too much on what divides us instead of what unites us. And there's so much common ground to be covered. We're very excited about NIO's strong commitment to the green agenda, and I think it's important that more companies build in climate and biodiversity into the core of the company. In fact, I believe in the future it's going to be a license to operate to give back to planet, to give something back to the planet. You cannot just consume in an unsustainable way. And I'd like to share a little film from some of our nature areas in Denmark where NIO is going to be a partner in the years to come. It's beautiful, isn't it? And that's one way to do a partnership. We also work very seriously to build up alliances with business organizations. Let me give you a few examples. In the top, you see our president together with the president for the farmers, for the biggest farmers organization in Denmark. To be honest, we're not exactly on the same page in many issues. But back in 2019, we put that aside and made a concrete proposal how to reduce greenhouse gases in farming. We agreed on a concrete target on removing 100,000 of acres of low-laying soil from agricultural production. And now, less than 3 years after, we have a political agreement about exactly that. All green organizations have worked for that in Denmark for a long time. But the alliance with the farmers created a new dynamic and new results for nature. And then, just a few months ago, we launched a new alliance or partnership with the Danish Fishermen's Organization. And again, I can say we disagree with the fishermen in many issues. A lot of issues, actually, to be blunt. But we put that aside again, and then we found common ground and have a concrete proposal about 10% strong protected areas. We call it untouched sea. The line was received with both surprise, but also with recognition from the public and the political sphere. And now we are making an impact for the sea. And the last example of alliances is about waste. As I said, I've already talked about our waste collection and our vision about a society free of waste. But it's been very difficult to raise political awareness about it. And in Denmark, we have a lot of strong green companies. So we've made a partnership with the Confederation of Danish Industry. And we made a proposal about reducing waste with 20%, far more ambitious than the Danish government. And again, it is creating new political possibilities, open doors, and in that way, making an impact. As I see it, civil society and business can make a real difference for the green organization together. We can raise awareness much better than when we go together than if we go alone. We can create new dynamic on specific topics. Politician listens when organizations representing different parts of society come together. And then we can open doors to politicians. And we can back them and encourage them to take the right and more ambitious decision, because often it's also very political, difficult decisions. So when business and civil society back them, it can give them the courage we need to make the bold decisions. As I said, civil society, business and foundations are crucial for the green transformation. We can build up public support and we can show the concrete examples. But we also need the politicians to tap in and make bold decisions. DN has a very strong and direct connection to all parties in the Danish parliament. In Denmark, the biggest problem for nature and biodiversity is the lack of space, lack of protected areas. Last year, we campaigned exactly about that. This is a picture of the Danish parliament where we added some nature. And we wanted to say, nature needs more space, and nature needs more awareness from politicians, and also need more awareness in your annual budget. And we also made a little film I'd like to show you as part of this campaign.
Naturen er fantastisk. Den giver os ro og fornyet energi, når verden omkring os er i krise. Men vi har så forsvindende lidt af den. Det er ikke så sært, at dyr og planter uddør på stribe. Lad os give naturen mere plads, så den kan komme sig og blive fuld af liv igen. Storslået, vild og eventyrlig. Sammen kan vi redde Danmarks unikke natur.
And as another part of this campaign for better protection of our nature and more space for the nature in Denmark, we collected signatures. And here you see our president handing over all these signatures to the Minister of Environmental Issues in Denmark. And to make it short, this is an example of how we combine plain lobbyism with mobilization. And I'm happy to share with you that we today have 15 new nature national parks in Denmark. We made an impact. It made a difference. So, I'm an optimist. The challenges are huge, but many things are moving in the right directions. So let's unite in a strong coalition from all sectors and make it possible to make the bold decision we need for a greener and more sustainable future. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lars. Yeah, thank you very much, Lars. Great presentation, great insights. Thanks for that. Lars will be around, so whenever you have questions, please feel free to approach him and ask whatever you want to know. And that was it, actually. There's only two things left. The first one, thanks a lot to you guys. Thanks a lot for attending our seed sessions here. We hope you liked it. The second one, thanks to all of our great speakers, Marco, Dan, and Lars. It was great to hear all of your ideas and insights. That was it. That was Seeds at NIO Berlin 2022. We hope you liked it, and we wish you a pleasant evening. Thank you.